Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Minister of Finance, represented by the Minister of Public Service, Honorable Cabinet Ministers here present, Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, the Chief of Staff, senior public officials and service chiefs, Head of Government parastatals and other institutions, the Chairperson and board members of GRA, the Commissioner General, GRA, the management and staff of GRA, distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with immense pleasure and a deep sense of honor that I join you once again for this important annual Taxpayers Award ceremony. As I pledged in previous years, I remain committed to personally attending this national event in recognition of the invaluable contribution of our taxpayers to national development. The occasion annually offers us the opportunity as a country to acknowledge a simple but powerful truth, that the progress of the Gambia rests largely on the shoulders of its taxpayers. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, from the very beginning of my administration in 2017, my government took a deliberate and principled position that the Gambia must finance its own development. We cannot build a strong and sovereign nation if we continue to rely heavily on foreign aid, loans and grants, while development partners remain important. Our long-term prosperity depends on our ability to mobilize domestic resources effectively. This conviction places domestic resource mobilization at the center of our national agenda. It is the same conviction that entrusts the Gambia Revenue Authority, GRA, with the critical responsibility of raising the resources required to fund our nation's ambition. I am proud to say that the GRA has not failed in discharging this responsibility year after year. The authority demonstrated resilience, professionalism, and innovation by consistently meeting and even exceeding its revenue targets. In 2025 alone, the GRA collected over $25.3 billion, surpassing its target by 10%. In 2026, the momentum has continued. The first quarter of the year, the GRA successfully mobilized over $7.7 billion, exceeding its target and recording a strong growth compared to the previous year. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it would please you to know that when I assumed office in 2017, the national tax revenue annually stood at about $7.79 billion. At the end of 2025, this increased to over $25.3 billion, representing a remarkable growth of about 218%. This is incredible. This is a dream we never thought of. But I will quote from Nelson Mandela. He said, if you are committed, anything is possible in life. So with GRA, I think the sky is the limit. But we have a big challenge ahead of us. I've just laid the foundation stone of 1,500 kilometers at $25 million a kilometer. And the interesting thing is, it is all mobilized locally. Our partners, the IMF, the World Bank, can always help. They can always support. But the responsibility, the ultimate one, is we the Gambian people, me and you. What is most important about this growth rate is that it was not driven by increased tax rates. Rather, it was the direct results of deliberate reforms, particularly the modernization and digitalization of tax administration. Through automation, improved compliance systems, enhanced enforcement, and innovative digital solutions, the GRA has transformed revenue collection in the Gambia. These reforms have not only increased efficiency, but have also improved transparency and strengthening public trust. I commend the Commissioner General for this exceptional leadership in implementing my government's revenue administration digitalization agenda, and for championing our domestic resource mobilization drive. These efforts, together with the dedication and strategic guidance of the board, management, and the entire staff of GRA, have positioned our revenue authority as a model of institutional reform in country and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, while we celebrate these achievements, we are also mindful of the challenges facing our economy and our fellow citizens. The ongoing conflict in the Middle East has serious global consequences, especially in the form of rising energy prices. This development has unavoidably impacted the cost of living and the cost of doing business in the country. My government is fully aware of these hardships. In response, we have taken deliberate steps to ease the burden on the people and businesses. These measures include the provision of monthly fuel subsidies to stabilize prices and mitigate the impact of global shocks. We will continue to monitor the situation closely and maintain these interventions until fuel prices stabilize. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, even my strongest critics will agree that my administration has made significant strides in domestic resource mobilization. And the results are visible across the country. I think even the blind man will feel the development in this country. You see, everybody arrive here on time because of the development. See that new highway? Today, roads are being constructed and rehabilitated at an unprecedented scale. Indeed, infrastructure projects are ongoing in every region of the country, while schools, hospitals, universities, and other public facilities continue to expand. Proudly, All of these developments are largely funded by the taxes people pay. This is why this event is particularly important to me. It is a celebration of a mutually fulfilling partnership between the government and its citizens. I will honestly tell you that the entire year I have not attended a night ceremony. This is the only time I attend a ceremony. But I'm attending the ceremony not because of Yankuba Dabo, not because of GRA, because of you, the taxpayers, Mohamed Jah and others. That's why I'm here. Your tax contributions are not just obligations. They are investments in the future of our nation. Thus, to all taxpayers, I say, we recognize your efforts. We appreciate your sacrifices, and we thank you sincerely for your continued compliance. I urge you to remain steadfast in fulfilling your civic duty. Voluntary tax compliance is essential to sustaining our development course and ensuring that future generations inherit a stronger and more progressive Gambia. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I assure you that my government remains fully committed to supporting the GRA. We will continue to provide the necessary resources, policy backing and institutional support to enable the authority to perform even better. At the same time, we remain committed to creating an enabling environment for businesses to prosper. We understand that a vibrant private sector is the engine of growth, job creation, and innovation. I encourage all businesses, therefore, to continue operating peacefully and legally. Government will continue to ensure stability, improve the business climate, and address challenges that may hinder your growth. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are celebrating excellence again. To the taxpayers who will be honored with awards this evening, I extend my warmest congratulations. Your commitment to compliance and your contribution to national development are worthy of recognition. You have demonstrated that paying taxes is not merely a legal obligation, but also a noble, patriotic gesture. You are role models, and your example should inspire others across the country. My speech will not be done long. It is about dinner today, not speeches. Together, let us continue to build a self-reliant, resilient, and prosperous Gambia. A nation driven by the collective efforts of its people. I thank you for your kind attention.